Yeah.
But
Excuse me. Sheesh. Sorry, I had lunch like 2 hours ago. Wow. That was a long time ago. Yeah. Okay, well, time to start. Three, two, one, action. Hello. Welcome back to my live stream. My name is Dom Kills, and happy Friday. Now, I know normally I don't go live on Fridays, but figured today would be a special occasion because, well, I was bored. If I'm being honest, I was bored. But anyways, so as you can tell today, I'm gonna be painting again. I generally am going like for like an eye thing. Okay. Which, if you have seen me showing off my one painting with all the mysterious eyes, then you know. But anyways, let's get to painting. So first things first, obviously I need to start with tracing these out in black because that's what I normally do. That's what I normally do in the beginning of these lives. Just hope I don't use too much. But oh, I forgot where my paintbrushes were. How silly of me. Oh. Okay, well, I think with I think without further, what else is to mention? Hold on. Yep. Sorry, my camera's being weird. Also, as you can tell, I don't know if you can see in the background, I have an Arizona tea. An Arizona tea. This one says to be a Herbin tonic. I'm not 100% aware what that is, but I also got a glass of water. Just water and ice. This went up. Okay. Well, without further ado, let's get to painting. So, anyways, what should I talk about? Oh, yes. How have my 5 days off from work have been going? Hell. I'm very sorry. But that's actually really how I'm feeling right now after I have been out of work for 5 days. Specifically because they wanted to offer me it because I think I explained this in my last live stream, I believe. In my last live stream, I explained how I had worked a full 7 days last week, and honestly, that was too exhausting. Okay, I was mentally, physically, I was just drained overall. That's literally all I can say. Shout out, please. Hello, Claire. Hello there, Spaghetti Serpent. Hello, how are you? Hi. So yeah, so for this week, my boss gave me a work schedule where basically I got 5 days off this week. Hello. And not gonna lie, it was pretty weird not having to go into work Monday and Tuesday because those are my normal days that I work. I am going back to work tomorrow, thank God. Um, but yeah. Hello. How's everyone doing? But then I got some news that kind of shocked me though. So, I had looked at the schedule that's apparently coming up, and apparently I found out that I don't have to go into work again next week on Monday and Tuesday. And I was just like, what? Because I was just confused about what's going on. And then I was told, well, just a few minutes ago, asking me if I would work Thursday because, well, apparently my coworker, he's gonna be he's gonna be going to some meeting in another city where I'm at with my boss, and I was just like, okay, I guess, yes. But anyways, I'm now just confused as hell. I'm gonna be honest. I am very confused. I mean, I was told that the week after next week I'd actually be on my regular schedule. It's just that I think it's because where I live at, the snowstorm or the snow thing that's coming up here. Yeah, I don't know. All I can say is thank God at least I got like another something day of me going into work because I got bills I gotta pay, okay? If you know what I'm talking about, I got bills I gotta pay, okay? Okay. So here's what I got so far. What are you drawing, homie? So, oh, thank you for asking. So, I'm pretty much going for like an eyes thing. I don't ask why. I decided to go for a whole little eyes thing. I feel watched. Oh, in that case, you may want to see a previous painting I did with a bunch of eyes as well. So, I decided to get creative and do something very interesting with eyes. I don't know why. It just came to me, and I was just like, you know what? Let's make something that involves a bunch of random eyes. And, well, here I am. I feel watched. Well, hey, like I said, if you want to, I can show you a previous painting I did with eyes after I get done tracing out these eyes in black. Because, well, I need the paint to dry off, and a few times I've been live, the paint has not fully dried, I should say. Has not fully dried. That's all I can say. But, anyways, I will show you. Okay, because it looks like. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is what I got now. This is what I got. Let's see. What's the moon phases wallpaper behind you? Looks cool. Thank you. So I've explained this in a lot of my previous lives a few times when people have asked me about the moon phases. So this is a tapestry. This is a tapestry. And I had bought it when I went to a witch and the I forget what it was called, but basically it was like a witch store. And in the store they had like all these like excuse me, sorry, all these Wiccan products. Now I wasn't really much of a fan of the whole Wiccan thing, but I was interested in it. So looks costly. Actually, no, it wasn't. It didn't even cost me that much. I think it cost me like $5 or $10, somewhere in between. But basically, this tapestry had caught my eye, and then I was just like, you know what? I'll take it. So yeah. Um, but anyways, so like I was explaining to another one. Sorry. So this is actually a painting I did that has a bunch of random eye colors that I'm talking about. So yeah, this was a painting I did months ago. This is a painting I did months ago, and honestly, this is just another painting I'm doing with the same inspiration. With the same inspiration. So today's inspiration for this is from a painting I did months ago. Ta-da. Yeah. Seems like you're a huge Eye fan. I I guess you can put it in those terms, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I guess you can say that, yeah. I guess you can say that. But anyways. So yeah, anyways, like I was saying, this tapestry I bought from a witch store, and yeah, it was like somewhere between like $5-10, and well, I bought it and now I have it. I've had it ever since. So there we go. Let's see what else. Also, if you can tell, I recently got a haircut. For those for those who were in my previous live stream or seen my previous short videos, I had very long hair, and I just decided to say, you know what? It's 2026. New year, new me. So I just decided to go to my local barber, and I said, you know what, barber, I'm going for like a whole new look. I got a whole new attitude, so just give me what looks best. And well, this was it. And not gonna lie, I do like it. How much time does it take to paint one art? Wait, how much time does it take? Well, normally for me though, it determines on like the size of the canvas. That's really at least my at least what I want to say. So normally if I'm working with like a small canvas, it'll probably take me somewhere between like I don't know, like I want to say like 10 minutes or so. Not 10 minutes, like 30 minutes. Other times it'll take me an hour. Cut looks clean. Locked in for this year. What? Yeah, thank you. So my barber that I went to basically looked at me and said, "Well, here you go. How do you like it?" And I said, "I love it." And I kid you not, the moment I posted a picture of it on my Instagram stories, um, I've been getting DMs. I've been getting DMs. Because I think 2026, new haircut. Like, this is the haircut I actually feel more comfortable. Because I have very thick hair, so whenever I like grow it out too long, but yeah. I'm attracting people now with this haircut. You miss your old hairs? My old hair? No, not really. When I was a kid, though, I used to get upset about getting a haircut. I don't know how to explain it, but basically, every time I would have to get a haircut, I would be sad. I'd get upset. I'd say, "No, no, please, I want to keep my hair. I look good." And then I don't know, just somehow convinced me to just sit down and get the haircut because I was always worried about like what my classmates might think or what people might think of my hair. But then afterwards, after a few weeks, I was kind of just like, huh, wow, not bad at all. And a few times I've been called handsome, which trust me when I say whenever I get that sort of compliment, it really helps my confidence. But anyways, so moving on to like other things though, wait, no. I do want to say this. There was a time when I was bald. Like I was completely bald. I actually remember when I was a kid, there was a time when I was just completely bald, meaning like I didn't have hair on the top of my head. I mean, I did, but it was kind of like growing really slowly. And this was back when I was in elementary school. I had my head shaved, and I was sad, but then I was just like, you know what? Well, actually, no. I think it was like one of my aunts who works as like a hairstylist. I think she had somehow convinced me to say that, hair grows back and, just take a look at it. You don't have to be in the bathroom so long to do your hair or whatever. And here's the thing though, I do not normally, well, sit in a bathroom to like do my hair or anything. Honestly, I'm one of those people who just washes their hair in the shower, dries it off with a towel, and just goes on with my day. I don't put mousse in it. I don't put any weird hair products in it. It's mostly just, well, it's just wash and go, wash and dry and go. And now with my short hair that I have, honestly, it works much better, I will say. It works so much better. Well, what about you? Tell me how your day is going. I want to know how your day is going, okay? Tell me how your day is going. I'm curious. Are you having a good Friday? Are you having a good Friday so far? Or Saturday? How is your day going? Seriously, tell me. I want to know. Are you having a good Friday so far? Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm currently also working on the background for this color over here with the red. I decided to go for like a brighter red on this one just to well, see how it turns out. But also I have a little bit of black because apparently this part did not get done drying off, but you know what? I just told myself once this dries off, then I'll just go back with the red again and just fix it. But yeah, here's what I want to show you what I got so far. This is what I got. It's going well, just busy with exams. Ooh, exams. Crazy, thank you. Wow, you're taking your exams? Way to go. You know what? I believe in you, okay? I believe in you. I will believe you will pass. I will believe you will pass. Okay? I will believe that you will pass and you will be, moving on to the next level of after your exams. But yeah, if you need someone to help you believe, I believe you will pass. I believe you will pass and you will kick everyone else in the dust. Well, yeah. But just remember, okay? Just remember, okay? Studying can help. Studying does help and don't give up, okay? Don't give up. But also just remember, you are human. You are a person. And if you need to take a break, you can take a break and go back and study again later, okay? Okay? Remember, you are human too. You are human too. Okay? And I do believe you and I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for working very hard to study for your exams and how hard you have come to this point in your education. Okay? I am proud of you. Never give up, never stop. Keep chasing your dreams. Yeah, I've been studying since 5 hours. 5 hours, 8 hours remain for exam. Okay, then, well, you're gonna do great. You're gonna do great, okay? And don't be heartbroken, okay? Don't be heartbroken. I believe in you, okay? Just remember, okay? You're human, okay? If you need a breather, take a breather. If you need a break, take a break, okay? You're only human, just like me and everyone else, okay? We all have our limits. We all have moments where we need to listen to our bodies, okay? When we need to take a break, decompress, and just relax, okay? The important thing is, though, like I said, remember, you are human. Means a lot, man. You're welcome, Shadow. You're welcome, Shadow. Just remember that, though, okay? Remember, like I said, you are only human. I believe you will pass. Even if you. Here's the thing, though. Even if you don't get like a crazy high A, but you still somehow get an A, or a B, or a C, I believe in you and I'm proud of you for working very hard and studying very hard as well. Okay? And no matter what grade you get, remember that doesn't determine that you are a failure. That shows that you put in effort. That shows that you put in effort into studying and taking time out of your day to study. Okay? Okay? Remember that. If I could, I'd give you a hug. But also, apparently, my hugs. Here's the thing, though. I've been told whenever I hug someone, my hugs are apparently too strong. Meaning, like, I go like a little too rough. Apparently, I give off what's known as like Papa Bear hugs. which I don't know what that means, but I assume that means basically I hug very aggressively. That's literally all I can say. Or at least that's all I can think of. But anyways, okay. So now moving on. For the other eyes though, for the other eyes, I'm thinking of doing brown. Thinking of doing some brown eyes. Sending strong hugs. Aw. Thank you. Yep. And apparently this acrylic dispenser thinks it has gas. But anyways. So let's see here. What else should I talk about? Oh yeah, so my work schedule, like I said, it's currently a little at the moment it's very iffy. Okay? You got like all colors? Yes, I do. For Christmas, I got a lot of acrylic paints. I got a lot of colors that I'm very happy to have gotten. And canvases. I actually did a live stream about how I had gotten so many canvases that I showed like how many different size canvases I got. And hold on, once I get done like making this brown, I'm gonna show you like the largest canvases I got because I swear I've never seen, I mean, I've seen them in the stores. I just never thought like I'd actually own a very large canvas. I assume that the only way that would have been possible would be if like I saved up a little bit of extra money. But yeah, like I said, I never thought I'd own a large canvas, but somehow I do. I didn't buy it or anything like that, but yeah. Hmm. Okay. Oh, and actually, I have like some strange ideas that I want to work with, because I'm also thinking about how like I want to make these the opposite colors in the background. So as you can see, this part in the background for this eye, around this eye is red, but this eye color is red. But I'm gonna make this one a completely different color, and this one a much different color that represents like the same color as this eye. Whereas I'm working with this one that's currently brown, but I'm going to make this eye color brown as well. So then for the center, I'm going to try and get a little bit creative. That is all I can say. I'm going to try to get a little bit creative. Let's see. What else should I talk about now to keep up with my audience? Let's see. Oh, yes. So my work schedule is currently crazy that for next week because apparently I'm not working Monday and Tuesday. Green? Yes, I'm using green. I'm using green. Yes, I'm definitely gonna be using green. Just because I feel like that'd be very fitting and all that. But yeah. Whew. But anyways, yeah. So my work schedule is kind of weird. I I don't know how to explain it. It's just weird. However, though, I did get paid today. I did get paid today, and when I got paid, I got paid. Like holy mama. Not saying like I hit like $1,000 jackpot, but I did make enough money to now have more in my savings because that's a part of my New Year's resolution. My New Year's resolution is to save up more money or because I want to have better finances, and so far I have kept up with that. I told myself, you know what? I'm going to keep up with this and not stop. However, though, recently though, I haven't really been getting like my bank statements though for some reason. Like normally once a month, normally you're supposed to get like bank statements from your bank, but for some reason they haven't been sending me mine in quite a while. So I'm gonna have to but I can obviously see like the transactions because I have the app on my phone. But yeah, that's just sort of weird at the moment. You're in college? No, but I was in college once. I was in college. Okay, so here's what I got now. So I was in college. I was in college studying fine arts because I wanted to be a graphic designer. And so far I had gotten my associates. I have my associates in fine arts. And I don't know, but at some point actually while I was getting, or at least after I'd gotten my associates, I didn't know like what to do after. So when 2023 hit, that was just the year like pretty much my whole, yeah, was you left or completed? I completed my associates. I completed my associates. Then 2023, I told myself I would take like a little break from college, and now it's 2026, so I'm going on like 3 years of saying I took a break. But I also told myself that one day I would love to get my bachelor's, because I've been thinking about that. Like, I would definitely love to get my bachelor's, and even if I don't become like a high fashion, no, damn, what's your age now? I'm 19. I'm 24. I'm 24 going on 25. I am 24 going on 25 years old. I was born in 2001. My birthday is in May, and a few times I had thought about going live here on my birthday, but yeah, obviously I have failed that at trying to do that an inordinate amount of times. So I just told myself, you know what, maybe I'll try again this year, hopefully. But yeah, but yeah, but also I have you look so familiar to my brother, but better haircut. Aw, thank you, the Vamps. Any favorite movies? That's actually very interesting. So far, my favorite movies that came out last year, actually, one of them was Beetlejuice. I remember one of them was Beetlejuice. Um, hey, one of them was Beetlejuice 2, and not gonna lie, the movie was okay. The movie was okay. The Beetlejuice 2, I don't know. There's just something about Beetlejuice 2 that didn't really like tickle my funny bone. You know what I mean? Meaning, I'm not saying like I hated the movie, but it was more so what did I just watch? You like superhero movies? Like which genre you love the best? So I love horror. I love anything with horror. I love the I just love horror. Ever since I was a kid, I was obsessed with anything related to Tim Burton. So one of the movies that I watched when I was a kid was called Caroline. Caroline. I think that's. Hopefully, I'm saying the name of that movie right. One of my favorites to watch was Caroline and Frankenweenie and what else? I'm trying to remember that one movie. What is it? Corpse Bride. Corpse Bride. Corpse Bride. I remembered it. Corpse Bride. You know, that movie with the blue skeleton lady who basically in some way like comes to life after Victor places the wedding ring on what at first I thought was like a stick or something that looked like a hand or a branch that looked like an arm. And well, she came to life and I was like, whoa. So yeah. But then when I entered more my teenage years, I started watching other horror movies, meaning like movies that are like previous, either in the 2010s when it came out or like years before. So like I had watched The Conjuring 1 and 2. Both obviously were pretty exciting to watch as a when I was a kid. And I haven't seen the recent Conjuring, so please no spoilers. But yeah. And the first time I literally watched the first Beetlejuice movie, but the original came out in like the 70s, I think, or the 90s or 80s. I don't know. But yeah, the original was definitely more fun to watch. Mean. Oh, why are you saying mean? Chatan. Seen till 3, but I want to watch for it's also released where's available. I don't know what you're talking about. You're gonna have to tell me the name. Also, sorry. I had lunch earlier, like 2 hours ago. Damn, I'm the opposite. I used to my pants as kids if I saw even one scene containing horror. I still avoid horror. You know what? That is perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. A lot of people have genres, they like or don't like, and that's perfectly fine, okay? You shouldn't judge someone just because, you know, you they like a genre that you don't like or you don't like the same genre as someone else. That's perfectly fine. We're all human. We're all allowed to like different genres of movies, whether they're horror, live action, cartoon, anime, fantasy, Marvel, superhero, supervillain, etc. No, I had typing mistake actually. I meant and where's Conjuring 4 available? I have watched. I don't know if they're doing a Conjuring 4. I'm gonna be honest. Are they doing a Conjuring 4? Because I was not aware. I was not aware. Also, why would I watch Conjuring 4 if I haven't seen Conjuring 3 yet? Which, like I said, I'm gonna watch. I just need to find the time to watch it. But yeah, I don't know where Conjuring 4 is, so, your guess is as good as mine. Any fave animated movies? Any favorite? That is actually a very interesting question. Any animated movies I'm like, hold on, because I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think like what type of animation movies I like. What do I like? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember. Uh, Paranoia. Oh wait, no, that's a claymation movie. What animations do I like? What animations do I like? What was the name of that one movie? Okay, sorry, I'm really trying to think. I really am trying to think. There's Amazon Prime Video. What? Okay, let's see. So, what animated movie? Like I said, I'm trying to think. I'm really trying to think of one, but I can't remember. That's the problem. You know how like when you have like that moment where you're like thinking, "Oh, I used to watch that," and then you were like, or your brain goes like, "What was it called again?" Like that's currently what's going on with me. That's currently what's going on in my head. Okay. Now we're going to be using green, so this is as much as I got so far, by the way. Favorite shows. Ooh, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Some of my favorite shows. Okay. So some of my favorite shows that I have watched um definitely are like no longer premiering anymore, but still on like all platforms, social media platforms, or like uh, any other form of No, I did it wrong. Oh, sweet. Oh God, no, that was supposed to be blue. Oh jeez. I made a mistake. I made an error. Oh, I made an error. So this was supposed to be blue. This is supposed to be blue, but I got distracted and I accidentally painted. I started painting in the wrong spot without thinking. But you know what? I'm just gonna fix my mistake for now and I'm just gonna like cover that with blue later. But yeah. I guess in this scenario, to anybody who's watching, please be careful where you paint, you know? Okay. Nah, don't worry, it doesn't look bad. Thank you. But, anyways, okay, so continuing on with what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, my favorite shows. So, there was a show I used to watch as a kid called Zaboomafoo. And if you don't know what Zaboomafoo is, because it came out in like the early 2000s when I was when I was a wee little baby, like meaning like I was like 3 or 4. Um, Basically, it was a show about these two guys who I think may have been from Australia or New Zealand. I don't know. They had like a very interesting, like thick accent, I want to say. But basically, these guys would end up, they would go to like this hut, okay? They would go to this hut, and well, they would meet with I think he was a lemur. I think he probably was a lemur or something like that. But what would happen is basically they would feed this lemur and he would come alive and by come alive I mean he'd basically be like a talking lemur named Zaboomafoo. And every time like that had happened, if I was sitting in the living room watching it, it was just yeah, very entertaining. Another TV show I used to watch though was Ben 10. It was Ben 10. Now Ben 10, this was actually back when it was like animated, meaning like it was actually good. Before Cartoon Network decided to cartoonize it or whatever they called it. Um, yeah, so I used to watch Ben 10 so much that I basically became like a very avid fan of like Ben 10. I love the series, I love the movies. Honestly, I was obsessed with Ben 10 as a kid. Okay? I love the animated series. It was the best. I think it was all well done. And it just, I don't know. I feel like every episode I watch, it was like, wow, now that I love. That I love. That I really love. And I've even like collected like all the souvenirs, all the action figures, of course of the original and yeah. And of course as a kid I wasn't like however though I wasn't one of those people who's like, they keep it in a box to like save or whatever. I was a kid. I opened up the packaging and I started playing with it, okay? So, yeah. And there may be some pieces missing, I don't know. And here's the thing though, I bought like almost all the aliens from almost every Ben 10 series and it was just spectacular. And here's the thing though, I think that like a lot of people wanted to know like my why I loved it so much. I just didn't know what to say. I just loved it. I think it's because, like, I don't know, I was so fascinated by how there was a watch or the Omnitrix, apparently, that every time he'd, like, turn it on or, like, push the button and smash it with his hand, he could turn it to any alien. But yeah. So Ben 10 was also one of my favorites. Uh, TV shows to watch as a kid, and that was an animated series that I love. But then, like I said, when Cartoon Network decided to cartoonize it, it just kind of like ruined it for me. But then again, when they did, I was like a teenager or something, I think. Or maybe I was an adult. I don't know. Either way, they ruined my childhood. That's all I can say. They ruined my childhood. And I never watched it. Well, then again, I didn't watch it because I think, like I said, when it did came out, that's when I became an adult. And I don't think, like, as an adult, I should have watched, like, something with, like, a cartoonish thing. But here's the thing, though. I'm also guilty of, like, not, of being against that because I still watch, like, clips of Adventure Time. I used to watch, like, also Adventure Time and Steven Universe. And I loved it. I was actually kind of surprised, though, that, like, in Steven Universe, Garnet was actually both Ruby and Sapphire. Did not know. I just thought she was like a special type of gem. That's all I can say. And also when Steven Universe's mom turned out to be Pink Diamond and not Rose Quartz. Wow. That's all I can say. Okay. So I'm definitely going to be fixing this later, but here's what I got now. Yep. Okay. And now I'm going to be going in with the blue. That's the final color I'm going to be working with. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be like a little bit of like a wrap up. Seriously, same. Ben 10 gang here, so similar thoughts, bro. Oh, okay, thank you. Aw, so I'm not the only person who used to watch Ben 10 as a kid. Yeah. Okay, let's see, what else should I talk about now? Well, let's see here. So, what have I reflected on, like, not working for the past 5 days after my work schedule became very weird? Um, Honest reaction, I hated it. Okay? Because I generally was worried about like my coworker who has freshly came out of the hospital and now he basically worked pretty much like a full week and I'm just like, wow, can't believe that happened to him. And now I get to come back into work, but at the moment right now I'm coming in on the weekend this time and then Thursday because, well, apparently my coworker who ended up in the ER and my boss are both going on a trip or something. I don't know. Which quite for like a meeting, which quite frankly, for some reason, I don't know for some reason, I'm getting kind of skeptical about that. Like, I have some questions about that. Like, what do you mean you're going to another city for a meeting that, quite frankly, I wasn't even invited to? Is it because he has seniority because he's worked there longer than me, or what? That's the part I'm kind of getting suspicious about. Like, what did he mean by he's going to. Like, what is going on with my workplace? Something's just not adding up in my mind. That is literally all I can say. Something is just not. I don't know. Something's just weird. Something's just weird. I mean, like I said, I do go to work tomorrow, so and plus I get to see my coworker, so I think hopefully tomorrow I will get some answers, um but obviously also I will keep them private or on here, so just out of basic respect, but like yeah, something is just not adding up. Something is just kind of a little bit strange right now because what do you mean you invited him and who else is going to this meeting on Thursday that I don't know about? Okay. Something is just not adding up. But, yeah. Okay. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, so I'm definitely going to be using this paintbrush to help fix up the other colors for the background because some of them are looking a little iffy, I should say. But, yeah. So, here's what I got now. Here's what I got. Here's what I got. Okay. I'm here for you, King. Respect. Oh, wow. That's very nice. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't know what to say when someone calls me king. I don't know why. Beautiful man, I wish I had the same skills. Oh, you're gonna have the same skills as me. It just takes practice, okay? A lot of people may not be good the first time, but trust me when I say with a lot of practice, you'll be like, hell, you'll probably be better than me. You'll probably be better at being a painter than I am. Okay? There you go. And I won't feel jealous or anything like that. In fact, I'd be like, see, I told you you'd be better than me. But yeah. But anyways, so yeah, currently, there's some suspicion that I'm gonna have to figure out when I go to work tomorrow. That's gonna need some answers. Okay, let's make this part of the eye blue because I just assumed that would look good. Yeah, yeah, my mother's a artist and she tells me but I have a less interest in art, no offense. Well, that's perfectly fine. I mean, you don't ha- you know, a lot of people, they can like art or not like art. It's really, not trying to pressure anybody into doing art. It's just that, also sometimes people do tend to find art more as like a hobby or like something that helps relax them. You know, a lot of people also find art as like very relaxing and, just as like another way to help decompress after a long, stressful day. That's literally like one of the things I can say. Which is why also I say stuff like in my Instagram bio, how I say that like art is like my therapy. That's one of the things I mentioned. Art is my therapy because before I really didn't like have much of like a very creative outlet to let out my emotions until I found art, and then honestly, it was just like, okay. Still taught my art class in school with emotions are twisted. I don't know. Why am I just it? Like it? Mm. Yeah. Yeah, so I find art to just, be very therapeutic. And it helps me in ways that I never knew that I needed help. Okay? And I think I'm very thankful for it. I'm very thankful. Okay. Now let's do one more. I think this part's supposed to be brown. I'm gonna make this part brown. Oops. It's not enough brown. So yeah, I'm trying to make the eye in the center have like 4 different eye colors. Hold on, I'll show you when I'm done. But yeah. Here, I'll show you after this. And then I'm gonna do like a gray center in the middle. And then try to like see what needs fixing just in case. But here's what I got now. Here's what I got. Yeah. Oh, I got blue on my myself. Look at that, I got blue. Oh yeah, that makes sense because there's a bunch of blue right there. Hold on, I'll be right back. I just need to move my phone to the side real quick. Hold on. That's 11 out of 10. Okay, hold on, I'll be right back. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about the long wait. Oh, sorry about that. But yeah, okay. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna make this center gray just because I think it could be like a neutral color. But yep, color gray. I'll be back to just going to see if my crush replied to my DMs real quick. Okay. Yeah. Ah, crushes. I remember. I think I even still have those. I'm pretty sure I still have crushes even as an adult. Don't know if that's weird or not, but well, here I am. But anyways. So, let's see here. What should I... Okay. So once I get done with this gray, I'm definitely going to try and fix the other colors in the background, and then also, yeah, fix the rest of this up. But yeah, but anyways, crushes as an adult, not gonna lie. I mean, I thought the whole crush thing, like I would have been finished with that because it's, so middle school or so high school, but I'm gonna be honest, even as an adult, I still get crushes and I'm just like, wow. But also I get kind of jealous a little bit whenever I see like couples. And here's the thing, I'm trying to make sure like I'm not really as much jealous, to be honest, because I mean, I have seen like so many of old acquaintances and old friends who, well, gone with their partners from high school and ended up getting married and having a child with them, and then basically, like right in the midst of 2022 and 2023, all of them would get a straight out flat divorce. And I'm just like, wow, so glad I did not do that. And here's the thing though, I'm not really like shaming anyone who does that. If you can make it work out, then you can make it work out. Then, that's amazing. But I just, I'm clearly on a much different like playing field than everybody else. That is all I can say. She didn't. So angry right now. Been waiting for 4 hours. Well, that's perfectly fine. So here's what I got now. Okay. So this is what I got now. Yeah. I think it's turning out okay. I think once I just wait for like the gray to dry up a bit, I can fix it. But that painting soothing my emotions, it's so good. Aw. Oh, you're welcome. Also, why did I put the green on the napkin? Okay. But yeah, anyways. So all I can say is I'm gonna be honest, I am very glad that I never like got married or anything like that when I was 20, 21, or 22 years old, or 19, because quite honestly, I think that um I think the reason why I was thinking about that is because I was seeing that everyone else was doing it. You know, they were finding their true love or whatever they were thinking after we had graduated high school. And I think because also around that time we were in the midst of a pandemic. Um, yeah, so it really like wasn't. I'm guessing like a lot of my old acquaintances, old friends really weren't like thinking much and thinking like, oh, well, we can get married and, do all this and, we'll live happily ever after. And then literally like in the midst of like after the whole pandemic and when like things started to lighten up, things kind of apparently got heated for most and then just straight up I saw basically what was like a living nightmare um, of like people having to pick sides, saying this and that, saying this partner is the worst because of this. And honestly, though, in my mind, I'm just thinking, well, thank God that never happened to me because I would have probably just been like, F it. I am not gonna. I'm very thankful like that had not happened. And thank God to my very sad dating life. I'm gonna be honest. The reason why I say that is because I haven't really been doing great with the whole dating world, but you know what? I'm fine. Marry, yeah, unless what? I don't even know what that means. But yeah, I just decided to you know, thank God I made the choice not to like have that all happen to me like right now or like back then because honestly, I think it's just like, the reason why I thought about stuff like that is because I was very envious of like everyone else finding love and getting married and having kids at like such a young age that I should have been more like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good for now. I don't have time to get into some weird relationship drama bomber or whatever. And well, here I am. Honestly, yeah, honestly, it's just like, plus I can already like picture myself though like being in my 30s, being in my 30s and married. So, yeah. Which not gonna lie, I do look forward to a little bit. And also, I wonder what would be like when I'm in my 30s and I meet someone and I'm married. I'm married and have like my own little family. And then here's the thing though, then I see everyone else. So this is what I got now. So then I look at like all my old acquaintances, all my old friends, and like all their kids are like teenagers, and I'm just like, sorry, I can't go out. My 5 or 6 year old has I don't know the flu. I don't know why I said the flu. That's actually kind of terrible. It's actually really terrible. But yeah, I am positive like that's gonna be my 40s. That's gonna be my 40s. I'm gonna be at home with like my kids and just being like, wow. So this is 40. Well, for me at least. But yeah. Anyways. But you know what? When that day comes, that day will come. So. But yeah, not gonna lie, I'm also trying to like stir in the water that I have. No joke, I'm legit seeing green. I am legit seeing green. But you know what? I'm still gonna try and take some of the brown I have and try to like make it work with the brown right here. Like I'm just gonna see what's gonna happen. God give me strength. Okay. Okay, we're starting off okay. We're starting off okay. So yeah, this is basically what I do in case like if it looks a little weird, I definitely do try to in my head fix it as best I can. And this is what I'm planning on fixing. So, yeah. But it is starting to look a little bit better. It is starting to look a little bit okay. But, yeah. Oh, wow, we just hit an hour. I just hit an hour going live. Wow. That's, well, that's normally normal for me whenever I go live. Well, also it determines on what type of painting I'm working with. But yeah. Um, Here is, so I'm pretty much like, I want to say like I'm getting close to being done and maybe like another few minutes because I also gotta wait for certain paint areas to dry, but it is starting to look pretty good, I want to say. But yeah, so now I got the brown, now I got the green. I just gotta like take care of the red area and figure out something with the blue because there is a corner there. But yeah. But anyways, so let's see here. Okay. So let's see. Got this paintbrush all hopefully cleaned well. Now we're moving on to this color right here. And well, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There we go. Okay. Well, I'm guessing the red looks okay, and really though, I feel like all I gotta work on now is just like the blue, and then I'm gonna work on the just fixing like a few spots here and there, and then hopefully it'll look okay. Hopefully it will look okay. Why am I blowing on it like a candle? Okay. Well, I guess that's just me then. Dip. Let's see if I can fix this blue up. Okay, well, I'm getting something with the blue. There definitely will be a little bit of, like, more green in this area, but you know what? I'm just gonna try my best to try and just fully see what happens. But as where it stands right now, the blue is looking a little bit okay. And like I said, I will be going in with the black again, just like retrace it and like just fix up. But anyways. Okay. So while this is also taking time, let's see here. What do I want to what do I want to say? Well, let's see. So far, this week of me not working has definitely presented some challenges, meaning I faced a lot of like very stale days, meaning like there was not much I wanted to do, but you know, lucky me. But then I told myself, you know what? Just gotta do what you gotta do, okay? Plus, you're getting paid this week, so. And thank God I got paid this week. But then also, because here's the thing though, I just realized I had ordered DoorDash like three times this week, and I'm pretty sure I had just hit my limit on myself because I told myself that I wanted to save money, and basically I had I am pretty sure I had fully 100% just lied to my 2025 self. And yeah, like, I don't remember why I got DoorDash in the first place or I downloaded the app in the first place, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to fix that about myself because I need to save up some money for some bills that I gotta pay off and also for small, hopefully, trips I can take and meet and visit people because that's definitely also that is one of my goals also in life in 2026. I want to save up more money so that way I can afford to go and travel places that I never had before. But yeah. Okay. But anyways, so I think this painting is turning out okay, and I'm just about done. But you, as the audience, can tell me and decide if, like, you know, what you think. And yeah. But other than that, okay. So for those who had stuck around, here's what I got. Here's what I got now. Obviously, it all came in like very particular, and that's all I can really say about it. It's very particular. But yeah, I just think that it's okay. Turned out okay. And this has to be the hardest brush that does not want to work for me for some reason. But you know what? Just gotta do what I gotta do. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. Yeah. So this is pretty much like the end results. This is it. Definitely was expecting a lot different, but you know what? I think it turned out okay. Um, yeah. Okay. Well, let's see here. So, yeah. So, I guess this is, yeah, I'm about to wrap up this live stream for today. But don't worry, I will be live again tomorrow. So, for those who want to join me tomorrow, I go live around 3 p.m. Eastern Time here in America. And yep, if you ever want to sit back, talk, and chat, you know, whether you're bored or anything like that, or interested in watching someone make very abstract art like I do, then yep. Yeah. So, yep. Yeah, so well, I guess this is it for today's live stream. Thank you all to everyone who had shown up for my live stream. I hope you have a good day. Like I said, I will be live again tomorrow. So make sure you hit the bell notification so you can be notified when I go live tomorrow. And if you like this live stream, please hit the like button wherever it's at. And yeah, if you are a new subscriber here, please subscribe to my YouTube channel to see me paint more stuff like this and also upload a lot of other like short videos, mostly like Bob's Burgers related. But yeah, yeah. And I will be posting this later today, so you can go check it out and comment down below and tell me what you think. Okay? Yep. Well, thank you to everyone again for showing up my live stream. I hope you have a good day and or night. And as always, take care and stay safe. And see you tomorrow. Mwah. Oh, and also if you're new here, I basically blow the kiss to the camera every time when I'm about to end the live stream. But yeah. Again, thank you for showing up here. Take care now. Stay safe. And I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah. Bye.